I bet you're wondering what I'm thinking about 1.17, aren't you? And about all the different features that are going on. Well, I've got my opinions right here, and you know where they belong? In the fire. Because they need a bit more time cooking, just like the rest of 1.17. Because the developers are still working on it, and they need a bit more time to cook. But I'll show you what I'm thinking about the update, and where my thoughts lie with it right now. With all the stuff over there. I've lined it down. Let's go take a look. I figure I'll do updates like this every so often when there's been plenty of stuff to show here and there. And when I think I have something nice to say or something good to say about them, or something to add about them. But I've had enough time to sort of play with them or think about the updates, so I figure I'll share my opinions on them. I'm going to start with the Geodes, the Amethyst, and stuff like that. And so far, I'm liking them. I think the Amethyst will add interesting builds for folks who are good at building. And the fact that we can get different designs with them or be able to farm them easily, it's going to be really interesting. And the fact that we have different grays to add to building palettes is going to be interesting as well. And now that we have the shards, we are also able to move on to having things similar to the tinted glass and the telescope as well. The tinted glass is kind of a cool feature. It's going to lead to a lot of different farms, and I really think that's going to be a benefit as well. We can lead to darker rooms, and we also, a lot of times, I try and figure out ways when I'm working on farms to lead a hole in there just so I can see if there's any problems, because I'm not the best technical player. I'm sort of a generalist, and so I like to be able to see at my farms and see, okay, is there something going on over there? Is there something going on over there? So being able to see in there without messing up my farms is going to make these super, super valuable. And that's one of the things that I really do like about having the tinted glasses, the fact that I won't have to mess up my farms with having a window into there. But it'll also allow us to have some cool ambience as well. A lot of the other technical sides of these aren't being seen yet, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with them. The telescope is another cool feature, and I know we have mods like Optifine or Optical Zoom, Logical Zoom, sorry, is the fact that we have those in mods. But the thing is, I'm going to grab the one I stashed over there, but then stop. But the thing is, mods aren't the way to address features. Mods are great for people that have the know-how to install them, but that shouldn't stop the developers from installing features that are useful to you, me, new players, old players, anyone. So I think this is awesome. The fact that they didn't bind this to just a basic feature is also good. It's something they have to build. And you can zoom in, take a look at mobs, and you can take a look, see what's going on at that village over there. And I'm fine with the fact that it zooms in because it kind of works like an actual telescope, and there's a vignette on it. And that way you don't have a lot of motion sickness. Because the problem is I've found when watching videos where people put on with Optifine where they zoom in and they're just like, I've had issues where that's led to a little bit of motion sickness with me, and the vignette actually does help a little bit with motion sickness. And that's why in VR games, they actually add a little bit of a vignette to games when you're running around. It actually helps focus your plane of view, and it actually can help you see a little bit better. If you do that with your hands, it helps you focus your plane of view as well when you're trying to look far away. It's a bit of an outdoorsy trick, but yeah, it's an additional thing in your pocket. But if you want it when you're out exploring, yeah, this may come in handy, but you're not going to carry it around when you're out and about all the time. Some people may want it, some people may not. Now, on to bundles. A bit of a controversy, but I am pro bundle. I think these are pretty misinterpreted by people who are against them. Pixel Riffs does a really good video explaining why these are a good item and why people misinterpret them, and I would highly, highly suggest you go check it out. One of the reasons I'm very pro bundle is I've been working on different projects when I'm far away from my base that have led to me having a lot of small bits and bobs, similar to this. Not exactly like this, but similar to this, that have led to me needing a bundle. And I'm not in a place in my world where I have shulker boxes yet. These would come in handy to organizing my inventory. The other thing is, think of these as boxes and these as file folders. There's another good way of explaining it. So these are for organization, whereas these are for storage. And one of the things I could do is I could definitely, let's say if I grab one of these, I could bundle up some of the small wooden items, and we'll say grab those, and then I grab another one of these, and I just grab up all of that, and I grab up, well, actually, let's put that back down because that's stone, but I grab some of that back up, and I'm not doing this perfectly. And then let me grab that, and let's grab that. Okay, now my inventory is cleaned up nicely within minutes, and now I can put more things in there. And I've had issues where I don't have items in it, and this was while I was building a spider farm. My inventory looked very similar to that. Now I have more room to put things in, and yeah, I would have to then drop things out if I needed to grab something, but because I stash things into bundles, I actually have space to do that, and then I can, okay, I now need to put things back away. Okay, stash those back away, and now I'm good to go, and I can continue on with my build. So I'm definitely pro bundle, and I really think these are good. And if you want to mess around with these, don't just put a stack into them, because that won't be able to see it. You really have to put small things into there, and you'll be able to see the strength of these. But bundles are good, and I really do like them. Dripstone. I actually really like Dripstone. I know some people saying it's not Minecrafty because of the shape, but I didn't have it ready. But let's talk about grass. If you look closely at grass has the same pixel structure as Dripstone. It's the same thing. A lot of different plants have a very similar style as this, and that pattern is whatever. I have no problem with it. And I actually don't have a problem with Dripstone. I actually like the fact that it breaks. I like the fact that if you fall in it hurts. If you could build cool pitfalls like this. If you've checked out my pitfall trap that I've designed, you can build really cool pitfall traps like that. With flying machines that are really cool. There are things like that you can do. You can get really inventive with this. These are now a way of getting renewable lava. That takes a while, but you have renewable lava. You can do all sorts of traps, and I'm all for trap making if your friends are okay with you trapping them. It's all different stuff like that opens for these. And then the builders are going to have a field day with this, and even myself, I may end up having some fun with this. And then the dripstone blocks just look really cool as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing these go. I don't really have anything bad to say about them because they grow infinitely in both ways. They seem to be really cool. I kind of wish the lava grew a little bit faster, honestly, because it'd be a little bit more viable for early game viewers or early game players. And people that don't have a lot of time to play, be easier for them to get lava. But at the same time, I understand why they want to do it for balancing reasons. But at the same time, it's whatever. But I'd love to see if these also grew, even if it was just slowly. I'd love to see these have a way of growing if you put water above it in the dripstone blocks. I would love to have these be renewable, and I don't think they're renewable at this time, but I want these to be renewable so that we don't have to go mining for them, and just have a way of that happening, similar to sugarcane, just without the bone meal. Moving on to copper and also the lightning rod. Copper is basically just at this moment a building block, and I think it just looks cool. Also, the fact that it ages, I really like that. I think it looks cool. I want to see what it does when it ages. I want to see all the cool builds. I'm going to try and build with it in the new update. I have some ideas for it. I'm not sure which idea I'm going to do, but I have various ideas, and I'm genuinely looking forward to working with it. I like the fact that you have to wax it to not let it oxidize, and I like the fact that it oxidizes green, and I actually don't mind that it oxidizes this green. That looks like copper oxide. I like the lightning rod, I generally do, and I think it's a good idea. I don't mind the range, and it's about time that we have a lightning rod. And now I just wish there were more thunderstorms once this comes out, because then we have various ways of summoning lightning to different locations, so we can get things like brown mushrooms or get any other lightning features like powered creepers or stuff like that if we want to use them for our various purposes. But yeah. Also, the fact that this puts out redstone signal is also really cool. But yeah, that's pretty much copper. Not much else to say. I don't mind it. It's pretty cool. Powdered snow is also really cool. The fact that I can stand inside of it is awesome. It reminds me of plenty of powdered snow that I've actually fallen into and gotten cold in and almost gotten hypothermia in. But yeah, powdered snow is actually pretty cool. The fact that you can actually use leather armor to protect yourself from dying of freezing damage is actually pretty cool. I'm glad they don't call it hypothermia. But I put out a video previously about using this as a landing pad, and I've tested it in here as well. And let me put myself into survival mode, and let's go on a quick flight. There we go. So it does still work in survival and in Java, because I tested this first in Bedrock. The only thing is you cannot be wearing leather boots, and you cannot still be in rocket mode for it to work. In Java. But nonetheless, it works. It gets you out of there, and it's a pretty cool method. And I actually really do like powder snow as a trap or as a way of slowing you down in flight or slowing down a mob. And I think this is just a really, really cool. I just like it. And the fact that I could just put this on, this up here, and I think the other thing is you can also turn it into an elevator as well, that like an upwards elevator with leather boots if you just jump when you're in it. And it'd also be a cool way to tricking your friends if you're wearing leather boots. If they don't see it, you could basically run over it, and then they just basically drop into it. But yeah, that's powdered snow. I just think it's cool, and I don't mind that it's in a bucket, because if you ever had to pick up powdered snow versus a snow block, this picks up in real life so much more easier than powdered snow. This stuff basically breaks in your hands, whereas this just, you're going to pick this up. I live in New England, and I experience every form of snow there is, to the point where I've just gotten familiar with it all. Moving on. It's like a birthday party. I like candles. More lighting options, variable lighting. You can put them on cake. What's not to like about them? I don't mind that you can only put one on there. It'd look weird if you could put multiples on there. But, yeah. Not much to dislike about it. Welcome to the Shulker Lair. This place is mostly quiet so that I could work with this while intentionally working with lights if we wanted to talk about it in future installments. But this is a shulker. This is a spot that I can trigger it. I like the shulker. I'm fine with wireless redstone. I think it's cool. The fact that it gives off variable redstone, and for various reasons. If I also go with, let's say, we can basically have redstone that detects what we're doing, and we're gonna get some really cool devices based off of that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we do with that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what technical people do. I'm looking forward to seeing what I'm able to do, because I like to tinker with things like this. I think King B-Dogs, one of the devs, put out a device that only activated when you came in hurt or when you were eating, and it was really, really cool. So these types of devices are going to be awesome. You could even open up doors that open up under certain circumstances, so that's going to be really awesome. Last, but certainly not least, a lot of axolotls. I like these guys. I think they're cute. I think they're cool. I think it's an awesome way of bringing in an aquatic mob in that is also based in actual caves and will also have an interesting use. The fact that they attack when you hold up a tropical fish is also really cool. The fact that they play dead when they're hurt is also awesome. And the fact that we can use them for tropical fish farms, or fish farms in general, is actually pretty awesome. So these guys have a lot of uses. And I'm interested to see where this goes. The fact that they also give you some buffs when you help them out is just kind of cool. So I'm interested to see where this goes. I know there wasn't a lot of negativity in this, but honestly, I'm sort of just happy because I haven't seen much else going on yet that I haven't disliked. I'm waiting to see how the terrain generation happens and stuff like that, but at the same time, we don't know what's in the pipework. We don't know what's going to happen yet. We don't know where the development team is taking this, so I really can't speak to any of that yet. So I can only speak to what I've seen and what I've been able to see in the game. And this is what I think of it. And when I get a bit more updates, when I get a bit more information, and when after a bunch more snapshots, maybe after a few more months of snapshots, maybe I'll add to this and I'll put an end screen onto this video of that update as well. And you can feel free to check it out if you're finding this in the future. Or if you're watching this now in the present, feel free to subscribe and you'll see it when it comes out. And we can follow me along on my opinions, because there could be things that I don't like, and I'll share it. I tend to be fair with my criticism. I'm not a person who likes to criticize unfairly. I'm a person who likes to sit and think about my opinions. So, which is apparently something that people don't always tend to like, but I'm very calm and I tend to think things through. But if you like this, if you like my opinions, feel free to like this video and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of my opinions. Let me know down below, especially if you watch towards the end. But again, I'm Digitrailz, and when you're on the digital trails, watch out for digital bears. These guys probably may have to watch out for them too, but they'll gang up on them as well. See you guys in the next video.